Hi friends, Sanbonani. I hope you guys are good. My name is Wandisa, aka Wandi Lu, if you're new here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are doing what honestly feels like an extreme makeover for the dining room. It's part one of the makeover, but probably the most impactful. A lot of the work is happening in this video. I just didn't have time to do absolutely everything. And I think it's actually quite realistic because like most of us don't just do a room start to finish in one go. You know, it takes a while. And so I've got a few more projects for this space, like, you know, getting some curtains, creating a little coffee nook, a few final touches, but we'll get there in part two. Today, we're definitely going to see the power of paint. I love painting a room. I think it is an accessible way to completely change the environment. You don't have to be skilled or highly skilled. It's not like being an electrician or a plumber where you have to get quite technical. Anyone can paint, even if you're bad at painting like myself, okay? You can paint. And it's really important that you get a quality paint so that even if you're not that skilled, you know, you still get a really good finish because you have to live in this space. The dining room has been a challenge for me, which is odd because it's a plain room. There was nothing going on. And I think because I could go in so many different directions, that became a problem. There were just too many possibilities. I got analysis paralysis. And then I just sat in a space that I really wasn't happy with. Well, initially, it was white, and I did paint it Savannah Sunset, which is a light, dusty pink. So that's where we are now. The dining room table I got on Marketplace for $400. Which was a steal because it's solid wood. The chairs I got for $400 as well. It was 100 Rand a chair. I'm not changing the table or the chairs. I'm pretty happy with them as it is. I have a bench that I also got on Marketplace. You guys know me in Marketplace. We're like this. That's always going to be the first place I look. The rug definitely needs to change. It currently has tassels. It's a little bit too small. It's the right color, just not the right shape, not the right feel. I was going to cut the tassels off. Then I thought, Wanisa, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get a rug. The room is pretty plain. And so the goal for this space is to completely transform the room into something a lot deeper and richer and make it feel modern and minimal. That is the goal for this space. I also need to change the light. I have a flush mounted LED light that is in the wrong position. So I definitely want to have a pendant light of some sorts to really anchor and ground the dining room area and make it a moment. I also want to create the feeling of a booth, and that will do two things. That will soften the wall as well as bring some dimension and texture and layers into the space and just contribute to that kind of cozy feel. You know, I feel like booths are always cozy, so we're going to try and create that look in the space. First thing I had to do was decide on a paint. My go-to paint is Duram, or Duram. Actually, I recently learned it's not Duram, it's Duram. Yo guys, I've been out here just saying Duram like with my whole chest. With my whole chest. It's Duram. It's cool. We're all learning. The thing that attracted me to Duram was the Habitat collection. The Habitat collection is basically 90 paints where you get little samples, right? So if anywhere where, you know, Duram is stocked, they will have the little samples of paint. I definitely wanted to test out a few samples before I made a commitment. See the paint on the wall, see how it reflects in my space. Guys, every room is different as far as the light, you know, how the light moves in the room throughout the day. Every corner is different. So how paint looks in one room may not always be the same as how it looks in another. You know, just because the environment is different. So testing the paint in the environment that you're going to actually be using it is essential. So do not skip this step. If you're unsure about something, just go get a sample and test. I'm so excited and so proud to say that I've partnered with Duram in this video. It's so great when you can partner with a company or a brand that you actually have a history with, like a long history. I know their product, I know they paint. This is not, like, I wasn't nervous. You know what I mean? Like, I know the paint. I know it's going to look good. I've done 2 coats of the paint. And I have to remind myself to focus and stay true to the vision, which I have. The vision is leaning more in that direction, okay? That's the vision. But these are so pretty. I'm testing out a lot of colors because I want to see, you know, I want to just, I mean, I can always change the plan. Okay, but the point of this whole thing was, Wandisa, you need to be taking risks. You know? This is beautiful. The crimson clover is beautiful. It's just, it's deep, it's dark. But is it too dark? I don't know. I don't know if it's too dark. It's just paint. I need to calm down. It really is just paint. But I feel like if I don't go all the way, I'm going to regret it. Is it going to be dark? Yes. Was the plan for it to be dark and moody? Yes. I want my dining room to feel like you are like in a glass of wine, like red wine, deep, you know, a nice little Bordeaux, nice little full-bodied situation. And now I'm having what do you call it? Cold feet. It's fine. It's cool. That was a bit of a wild card. I was like, oh, maybe I should try something. And now I'm like, maybe not. So pretty. Okay. I'm going to see how it kind of behaves throughout the day. My mind may change. I'm back. Decisions have been made. And I mean, we're here. I've got the paint. I made a decision. I sat with it. I looked at the paint all day yesterday into the evening, just staring. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to lie. As I was going through this, as I was painting, I did have a bit of a panic attack. I had a proper panic attack. I'm like, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right decision? Because like going this dark, I'm like, am I gonna hate it? But I really wanted to test myself and push myself creatively, really take a risk and not make a decision out of fear. If I don't like it, we can change it. You know, it really is just paint. I had a feeling that this could work, but sometimes when you go that dark and that deep, it's like a full-on commitment. It felt a little bit scary, but I had to kind of just push through and trust the vision. I've never gone this dark or intense before, so it was a little bit scary because I was like, is it going to look the way that I want it to look? But the only way to do it is to do it. So yeah, I did it. So guys, like I mentioned, I'm not the most skilled, okay? The first coat is questionable. It looks hella patchy. And also I've got textured walls, okay? My walls are bumpy. They've got little crevices and bumps and all sorts. Don't freak out. The first coat, it's a foundation. It's a foundation coat. We beautify in the second coat. It really comes together in the second coat. I only did 2 coats, no more. And I got the finish that I wanted. So the paint is very, very forgiving, even if you don't know what you're doing. Now that the paint is done, it's time to move on to the next project, which is the backrest. Now, I had a couple of plans. I was going to get plywood, I was going to get foam, batting, and I was going to create this beautiful backrest. But then after thinking about it, I was like, I'm basically creating a headboard. So then I thought, why go through all this work when I can just get a headboard and mount it onto the wall? So that's what I did. I went onto Facebook Marketplace. I found a Decophone headboard and it was only $250. That was just the right length. So it was the length of the bench and the table. I mean, I think if I was doing this myself and was creating it or making a backrest from scratch, I may have gone longer, but I was pretty happy with the size of the headboard. So now all I have to do is recover. And you guys know me, fabric, staple gun, indoors. So I went to Fiona's Fabrics. They're actually having a sale at the moment. And not a sale by name only. I'm talking about an actual sale, like 20 rand a meter sale. Okay? And they're running the sale until the end of June, but they said they might actually extend until July. So I went to Fiona's and I got this fabric here. Okay. Beautiful corduroy textured upholstery fabric. It just was the right amount of lightness and texture. I wanted something that was going to be textured, like not too plain, but also lift the space, right? I got it on sale. I think I paid $40 for 2 meters. Proper sale. I covered the headboard, did a quick little test, and I was not happy. I wasn't happy because it was just too bright. So if you look at it up close, it has texture, it has depth. But if you stand back far enough, it just kind of looks like a white sheet. And the difference between the dark wall and this fabric was just too stark. There wasn't a natural transition. And I didn't want to have this random white rectangle on the wall, which is how I would be reading it from far. If you look at the fabric up close, yes, there's dimension, there's depth. But from far, it wasn't giving. It wasn't doing what I needed it to do. So I went back to Fiona's. And this time I was looking for something that was a lot more earthy. Something that would still be light and uplifting, but had a bit of texture and was more forgiving as far as the transition from the dark wall to the backrest. This is the fabric that I got. I'm going to go up close so you can see. Definitely more earthy, but still light and bright. So once I got my headboard, I cut the fabric to the right size and just stapled it. Very simple. I've done this so many times. I can do it in my sleep. Staple, staple, staple along the frame of the headboard. And that is it. Bob's your uncle. The next thing I had to do was find a way to mount it. Now, there are many ways to do this. A French cleat would have been ideal. But I decided to use a PVC pipe and some hooks. I used some fabric and I stapled the PVC pipe onto the headboard to almost be like a rail at the back of the headboard. And then I used these hooks that I would mount to the wall. I wanted to be able to hook the headboard onto the wall and then shift it accordingly. Because I am by myself, I don't have somebody with me who's going to check and be like, oh, is it at the right position or not? So I wanted a little bit of flexibility in terms of the ability to move it from left to right. Once I had the PVC pipe on the headboard, I was able to attach my hooks onto the wall and then mount it in that way. So yeah, I'm really, really happy. If the PVC pipe didn't work, I can always just use a piece of wood and attach it to the headboard and have that be the rail. I could actually use the legs. I tried it with the legs, so I don't have to go and buy another piece of wood. But yeah, the PVC pipe is holding up, so I'm really, really happy with that. We have all the elements in place. It's time to put the dining room back together. Like I said, this is part 1. There will be more work done in this dining room to really finish it off. I haven't put the bench back because it's going to throw things off. Like that green, it threw things off. So yeah, that will definitely come back in once I have done its own little DIY makeover. But yeah, let's put this room together. I am so happy. I'm so happy. This is what happens when you commit. You know, like just go, trust yourself, commit. I love when the vision comes together. Ooh! It looks beautiful. I love it. But it can get quite dark in here, right? So on a beautiful sunny day like today, we're winning, it's lovely, but you need some lightness. So I got this rug from Leroy Merlin. It is 160 by 230. I'm hoping that it will just, you know, lighten up the space so that we have tones, you know. Dark walls, yes. My floors are already dark, so I want to just give some lightness and lift the room a little bit. This is working overtime. I am so proud of this DIY. Guys, go cover a headboard. Okay, I need to stop. All right, let's put this down, get the table on, and get the chairs. A quick note about the rug. I love the rug. It's fantastic. I'm going to have to put books down or steam it or something, because right now I've got all those little fold marks or creases, which is not ideal, but I was too tired. I was so tired. I'm like, we're getting this rug down today. So yeah, that's why it looks that way. But hopefully next time when you see this room, the rug would have settled a bit. And I'm pretty happy with the rug. I think just going slightly bigger and having a cleaner look makes all the difference. So this is where we started, okay? Nothing special, nothing wrong, but nothing special. And this is where we are now. I am so happy. The room feels completely different. It feels purposeful, intentional. Doesn't matter where I am, whether I'm in the kitchen or I'm in the living room. It just looks like a moment. Thank you again to Duram for partnering with me. And thank you to you for watching. Because of you, we're able to partner with brands that make sense. All right, guys, I will see you, as always, in the next video. We've got quite the pipeline. I'm really excited. Yeah, I'll see you then. Bye.